Good morning. Welcome to the DFS Army YouTube channel. I am Razzle11, and on Twitter you can find me at Razzle11Grinds. Going to take a look at some pitching for today. It's Thursday the 11th. We have two slates, 3 games each. Not overly exciting. Um, Still plenty of money to be won, but uh, each slate kind of annoying, I guess. But we'll kind of dig in here. This first 3 gamer during the day does have some weather issues in Kansas City, a little bit in Minnesota. I think the latest update I got from our weather guy is Minnesota looking better, but there is some issues in Kansas City again. So we are going to need to pay attention. And with the slate being about an hour and a half spread out as far as the first game starting at 11:35 Central and the Kansas City game at 1:10 Central, it is going to be a little difficult, so we're just going to have to trust our weather guys quite a bit. But all right, let's dig in. On this first slate, I think the best pitching options are actually in the Minnesota game with Darvish and Ober. Darvish, obviously, ton of upside. Twins strike out plenty. I think he's going to be the most popular pitcher, and I can't argue against it. Kind of shocked that Senga is more expensive than Darvish. I know that Senga's coming off a pretty strong start, but he has walked at least 3 guys in every start at the major league level, and 4 guys in each of his last 4 starts. Um, Comes with some K ability, but he has just four Ks. Sorry about that. 4 Ks in 2 of his last 3 starts. So I'm not sure what to do here. Senga's upside is capped a little bit because of his control issues. He's gone 6 innings just twice in his 6 starts, coming off his highest pitch total at the major league level. Obviously, he does get extra rest, which happens quite a bit with a lot of foreign pitchers coming over. Uh, he did have his spot skipped prior to his last start. Now we're looking at full 5 days rest coming in. But I don't know that I want to trust a guy who allows a ton of base runners in this ballpark. Obviously, we know home runs and runs happen in Cincinnati. I do know that Cincinnati's not an overly dangerous offense, so you do have to wait a little bit. But we said that about Oakland's offense, and they went and won the game 17-6 against him. For his worst start at the major league level. So uh, gonna be in the pool just because I don't know that we can fade much, being it's 3 gamers, but he most likely ends up a little underweight for me. Ober's throwing the ball extremely well. 2 earned runs allowed in his 3 starts, coming off of his best start at the major league level. Hasn't faced an offense like San Diego yet. He's kind of gotten lucky to face Washington, Kansas City, and then Cleveland. So it is a step up in terms of that, but I do think he is the second best pitching option for us. Clevenger and Singer have no real interest in either of them. Uh, if we find out the weather is fine, we're gonna have to include them in our pool just because we need to. But I don't feel great. Clevenger's kind of all over the place. The K's have been there the last couple starts, but he's still allowing home runs, being the big issue. Um, I don't know that I can play Singer. I want to. I want to believe that at some point he's going to be this guy more consistently. Uh, but outside of that, and then the first start of the year, he's been absolutely atrocious. 5+ earned runs in all 5 starts. Can give up plenty of home runs. There is some K upside. Walks, he either has great control or then he just completely loses it and walks 3. Um, I want to believe at some point he's going to figure it out. We saw the White Sox struggle against Brad Keller yesterday, and Keller has been atrocious in walking a ton of guys as well. So, maybe it's a spot that Singer can figure it out. But again, the weather um, is going to make it a little difficult for us. Ben Lively, um, expected to be the bulk reliever. He's thrown the ball really well in AAA. It's not his major league debut by any means, so we don't have to worry about that those kind of jitters. But uh, he is still a minor league arm coming up to face what should be a more powerful Mets lineup in a ballpark that's built for home runs. So, I will have some exposure, but not a ton. And obviously, Derek Law, I have no desire to play him. There are times where I will play an opener when they are min priced. I just don't know that this is one that I need to consider. If you told me that he could go 2 1/3 innings, I might have to consider it. But his fantasy point total was skewed by the fact he got the win, and the win here in San Diego in 1 inning. But uh, he can't get the W being the opener, so that's going to take away some of these points. But uh, I think if the slate was different, I would consider an opener who could go more than an inning, but I don't really think we need to. Obviously, I haven't started to construct the lineup or anything to see, but I think we're just going to give up too much upside on just a 3-gamer if we include Law in our player pool. I'm going to switch over to the main here real quick. We're 7.5 minutes into this video, which is quite a bit for 6 total games. But the main has the better pitching options. Evaldi against Oakland's going to be the most popular. Rasmussen against the Yankees, it's volatile, but still definitely in play. He's had some volatile starts, and then he came back. His last start was against this Yankee team, and was extremely strong. The worry obviously would be that his 2 worst starts this year, or 2 of the 3 worst, have come on the road. But I still like the upside in the matchup. I don't know that he's going to offer 7 and 8K upside all that often. I think he's more like the 5 to 6 strikeout guy. But on a 3-game slate, that might be just fine. Alex Cobb, definitely of interest for me. Coming off a really solid start against Milwaukee. Hasn't been as sharp on the road. Both strong against Miami. Has a little more K upside, I think, than Rasmussen does. It's close. Alex Cobb's an extreme ground ball guy, as you see by some of these numbers. I'm generally an Arizona fan from a stacking standpoint, but I think Cobb has a route to be, SP2 on this slate. Domingo Germán was solid against Tampa Bay in his last start. So that showed me enough to be able to consider him. He's been ridiculously strong at home so far this year. That whip of .67, average against a 1.56. Has made some mistakes, and I think that's what kept his ERA up. 4 home runs allowed, despite not really allowing that many base runners. And obviously the strikeout numbers really strong at home. I think he's kind of the sneaky upside GPP option on the slate. We know that Tampa Bay's offense is ridiculously strong right now, but at some point they need to regress. They're not going to have a team ISO of nearly I don't even know what it is now, between 240 and 250 uh, for the entire season. So those numbers will start to creep down a little bit. Um, Herman has the ability to do damage against them, as we just saw in his last start. So I'm very interested for GPP purposes. Tommy Henry, generally somebody I'm not going to be very interested in. The issue here is that San Francisco was atrocious against left-handed pitching, so maybe we do have to consider him. This is one I'll have to think a lot about today. There isn't a ton of K upside in him. He might get a small K boost against San Francisco, uh, but he has as many walks as he does strikeouts on the year. So I don't really know if we want to go that route. Because I think we can go for the guys above him here and still be able to get 10 plus DK points from guys that might even give up 5 runs in the matchup. It'll be interesting to see who Oakland goes with it at SP. DK doesn't have a projected guy. I looked around. I didn't see anybody listed on the various sites that I looked before jumping on this. So uh, it'll be interesting to see what Oakland does. I don't know that they'll be in play, but maybe they have a secret prospect that they can call up that we're not even considering. But right now they probably wouldn't be in my player pool. I know on this video we like to talk about fades and who we're gonna leave out or whatever. It's just really tough to do that on 3-game slates. So try to give you an idea of where I might be heaviest on and guys that I'm just gonna sprinkle in. If you like what I bring to you, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, turn the notification bell on, get alerts every time DFS Army posts a video. If you want to join us at DFS Army, I will put links in the description below. You can use promo code RAZ, that's R-A-Z, for 10% off your monthly membership. And as usual, best of luck, everybody.